Hi Aries, this is Casey with your monthly reading. Thank you for tuning in and welcome to all the new viewers. Shay and I are so happy to have you with us. She will have another video that's going to pop up at the end of this one for your sign, so please check for that. She does give the different perspective that we talk about. This is a general reading, so my hopes is that something resonates with the message and you can apply it to your particular circumstances and give you some guidance for the month of June. First two cards I'm going to pull for you guys will be for your energy as you're coming through, and you have the Thinking Man as well as the 5th chakra Archangel Gabriel. Now the Thinking Man is someone that is very intelligent, someone that's very in tune to the surroundings. They can find a solution to a problem. This usually represents an earth sign for me, someone that is very secure. This is power, this is discipline. The 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel, is indicating your throat chakra. This is being expressive. This is being very communicative. If this chakra is blocked and you feel like you cannot speak about an issue or that you can't articulate your feelings, thoughts, or desires, this is where angels are trying to tell you it's time to work on that so that you can communicate the things that you want, so that you're able to manifest whatever it is that is right at your fingertips. I'm going to pull some major arcana to help with the energy for the month. And we have the High Priestess as well as the Fool. So with the High Priestess, that's telling me to use your intuition. This is also a card that will represent listening to your higher power, mystery, listening to your subconscious mind, your gut feeling, and going with those energies. With the Thinking Man and the High Priestess, there's something that you're trying to manifest, and it's something that is going to ask that you be a free spirit about. Even though you're going to think about it and you're going to weigh out all your options, you need to communicate to the people around you what it is that you want, what it is that you see, what your vision is, and that way when you are in that full energy and you are ready to be that free spirit and take that leap of faith, you are very well grounded because you have done the work to make sure that this is a very solid venture. Whether this is a situation with another person or a career opportunity, there has to be a lot of communication going on right now for you guys to be able to really weigh out your options. But you have to listen to your intuition so that you know which path is for you. Sometimes with the Thinking Man, you can overthink a situation and you won't listen to your gut instinct. And this is where you need to balance them both. These cards are going to represent some challenges or messages that Spirit wants us to know. And we're starting out with power, triumphant success, mental conflict, fulfillment of wishes. So the power card is telling me here that there's a lot of strength energy coming in for the month of June. There's going to be a lot of changes, and there's going to be some clear, concise messages coming through for you to actually slice through that mental conflict where you're battling your logical side versus your intuitive side. But you have to be able to balance that, because that's where the fulfillment of wishes is going to come through, where you're going to listen to the other aspects that you are so ready to embrace. It's going to be a very powerful month of intuition, strength, and clarity. Let's see, we're going to pull some more tarot here for you guys. 8 of Coins in reverse, 3 of Wands, Temperance, more balance, guys, and the 6 of Swords. I'm going to pull one more. 5 of Coins. Okay, so when we have the Coins cards in reverse, the 8 of Coins in reverse, this is telling me that there's going to be a lot of perfectionism going on. And sometimes this is where we zone in on one aspect of something and we're not balanced in the other areas. This is where we have to have a broader perspective in how we're going to handle the situation. Again, with the 3 of Wands, you are seeing where you want to go. You see your future. You're planning ahead. This is beautiful energy. Balance with the Temperance. Knowing the purpose of why you're doing what you're doing, and being very logical about it. The Temperance is another angel card, and this is about your patience and your moderation. So you really have to balance between your heart and your mind versus your intuition here. And I think that's where you're getting tripped up with the mental conflict, because on one aspect you can weigh it out in a lot of different avenues, but you really needed to kind of jump in with that leap of faith and know this is going to work out. This is very divinely protected. You have a lot of angels here. You have a lot of intuition, and using your intuition sometimes can be like, should I or shouldn't I? And you go back and forth and back and forth, but you'll be very triumphant when you do that. You're going to be very successful. This is a swords card, like the Ace of Swords, where you have that breakthrough in that clarity through the mental conflict. You will regain the powerful thoughts and the ambition that you have towards this particular journey. The Six of Swords, that's telling me that this is a transition. And sometimes it's a reluctant transition. It's like, you're learning from things that you've been through, whether they were good or bad, and it's created you in a particular way in your thought process. And when we have the Five of Coins, that is typically where you're feeling left out in the cold because you are on one particular path, and the intuition that you need to use is not something that you're ready to apply to this situation. This situation, you're thinking in your head, should all be cut and dry, no gray area. There is a huge gray area in this. So you need to look at that. Wow, Five of Pentacles in reverse. So you have it in the upright, and now you have it in the reverse. And I'm going to put those together because now they're balancing themselves out. You come out of that cold. You find that there is that spark that gets to you on your inner soul, that you know that this is the path you're supposed to be on. Page of Cups, this is an offering. It can be an apology. It can be an offer of love. It can be a gift in some way. Nine of Swords is stressing out about it, going back and forth like we discussed up here. This is where you're stressing yourself out needlessly. Three of Swords in reverse. That's beautiful. That's release of any anxiety, heartache, or situation that has brought you down. You're seeing the upswing. Wow, strength again, strength and power again, guys. This is very important that you hold on to that protection that you have. You are guided by your source and your angels right now, because this is a new path for you. So you're going to be experiencing a new gift or a new talent or a new way to manifest these beautiful things that you're looking forward to. Now you have the Six of Wands in reverse. This is where you not be getting the accolades right off the bat because you have to build from the beginning. You start to waver. You wonder if this particular Three of Wands right here, now you have the opposite. You start to waver because you're wondering if this is going to pan out in the aspect that you wanted to, in the fulfillment that you wanted to. But look here, Aries, you have the Lovers card. This is a very balanced energy. This is a partnership. This is a pairing. This is beautiful. This is a relationship where everything is aligned. All your values, all your beliefs. This can be a soulmate card as well. And this is where you stop stressing. You don't feel like you've been backstabbed. Again, you're releasing all that. You're releasing the aspect that you don't think you can do this. Things in the past didn't work out the way you wanted to. You felt like it was just worthless, but you are letting that go. Queen of Cups in reverse. This is where you're thinking about it more logically and not with all your emotions. You're using that intuition you're supposed to be using. Four of Pentacles in reverse. Now, when this is in reverse, this is self-protection, materialism, and then the Emperor in reverse, not feeling like you have the control. That is where you do have the control when you're using your intuition. And that's what's going to trip you up this month is what you're seeing, the synchronicities, what you're seeing, the symbols, everything coming to pass. Is this really where you're supposed to be? Is this where the Fool card comes in, and that you really have to take that leap of faith that angels in the universe are pushing you towards this big new adventure, a big new path, a big new awakening. And you have to know that this is real. You have to know that you can rely on yourself, that you are divinely protected, and you have the power to control this. You always have the power. So remember that. And you guys usually don't have a problem with knowing that you have the power. You guys are very, very strong-minded individuals. You usually know what you're going to do before anyone else does. A lot of people can't read what your decisions are, because you are very methodical in your way, but you keep it to yourself. And this is where you really need to branch out and let Spirit also help you with these decisions. I'm going to get some oracles. Rigid, not to be too rigid. Absolutely. We need to be more flexible with Spirit, flexible with the earthly demands that we have. And belonging, yeah. Belonging will indicate that you're with the right like-minded people. where you can share these ideas with them, that you can use that throat chakra to manifest this new beginning that you want, manifest this job, manifest this startup, whatever it is that you want to do. Bring other people into it. Don't feel like you need to do it all by yourself, which is where you feel that with the Five of Coins and the upright, that you're out in the cold, you're doing it all alone. But in order for you to get to that fulfillment of wishes here and get everything to pan out the way you want to, you're going to have to embrace all of the gifts, whether they're other people, your intuitive side, your logical side, and your fiery side, to make this all come to pass. Here we have your angel message, and it reads, leave a stressful situation behind. And it says, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for giving me the courage and willingness to take good care of myself, including surrounding myself with healthy relationships in positive situations. Yes, Aries, we just touched on that. You need to bring everyone into your fold. Express where you are right now with your throat chakra. Get those ideas out. Get the plan in motion. Because when you do this, this will be a huge stepping stone for you, and you will feel so free. You'll feel like you're on the right path, which is represented with the Fool. But you have to listen to your higher power. You have to listen to your intuition, as well as balance that out with your earthly demands in the people around you. This is amazing, Aries. I'm really very happy for you guys, because this is going to manifest into something really huge. Make sure that you stay within your power zone, and you communicate a lot with a lot of different people and bring them into your fold. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today. I would love to hear where you're at, so please leave me a comment. I would also love to have you back, so please like and subscribe. Take care.